Cody being like, we need to record really quick today, I have places to be. Arielle being like, sweet. Arielle being on, and Cody being 4 minutes late. That is just our whole company in a nutshell. Good morning, Cody. Good morning, viewers. It's a morning, right?
It's a morning. Yo, it's been a crazy one. It's been a crazy week, actually. I feel like we've just been on such a roll with everything, and obviously, Gamescom happening this week, so it's just one of those busy weeks we've got going.
Yep. Like, Gamescom is truly crazy. When I was going through everything yesterday, it's insane, like... Yeah.
I know, they did their first opening night, and what did they announced, like 60 games or what? Something like that?
I don't know, it could have been 60, but it felt like 6 million. It was so much. And it's actually ridiculous. Like, you would think with the popularity of the internet and YouTube and streamers and everything, there'd just be nothing to really announce. Also, let's be honest, every game developer under the sun has their own version of Gamescom. Like their own mini little announcement thing. And yet there was so much that came out. It was crazy.
I think it's cool though. Like, I mean, I like the whole, like, everyone announces their own thing. But I feel like when that started happening, it killed expos off, like
100%.
No one waited until the expo to announce everything. Everyone was so hungry for information right now that they started all these mini showcases. So it's nice that we can have a massive event like Gamescom and people are still making announcements. I mean, I know a lot of them are just like maybe updates.
But
yeah.
Still.
But still, it's crazy. It's cool. It's cool to see that people are telling the gamers, hold on a second, just wait, calm down, play something else for a minute. And when we get to the event, we'll tell you what's coming for you to be excited, It's nice. Can't all be spoiled brats all the time.
But also, like, I don't know, the last few Gamescons we had were just not that super exciting for me. Like, they were cool, it was great, but this is the first year, I think since COVID, that it truly had that, we have so many announcements, this is actually super great.
Yeah, no, I really enjoyed the opening night. Like, I stayed on, and it was just, there were a few things where I was like, wow, I wasn't expecting that to come. Obviously, some of them I knew were coming, but it was very cool, and I'm excited about a few games, even some horror games, funnily enough. Not that I'm ever going to play them, but like when I watched Reanimal, I was like, holy moly, this is the craziest, loopiest thing. But I kind of want to watch somebody play it just so I can experience the game somehow. But yeah, anyway, we're busy with that. We're busy with a lot of other things. It's exciting times. I don't know if we're allowed to say, but we're also quite busy sorting out new merch for everybody. Are we allowed to say that? I don't know if it's allowed.
I feel like it's allowed. Like, if it is going to be like breaking news and broken anywhere, it should be broken under the table, right? It feels right.
Yeah. I mean, we just discussed the things that happen in the workplace anyway that we aren't supposed to, so fine. If we get shouted at later, I'll just mute it. I'll put the weird alien noise on top of it.
But to break it down for you guys, essentially we went into a big meeting. Cody and I were like, because me and Cody are predominantly the ones that respond to you guys via email, social media comments, anything like that. And we were like, please, for the love of all the gaming gods, can we just have merch on the store? Because we have had so many comments of people being like, hey, I went to the shop to buy the magazine. I bought the magazine, but I have a sad because I wanted a cap or a shirt or a water bottle or what have you, just like something else cool, and there was nothing. And then in a historic turn of events, Cody and I actually got our way, which, believe it or not, never happens, I feel. But this one single time we got our way, and now we have merch coming, and that's great.
Yay! Yeah, very cool. We've got a whole range of products coming, which is going to be cool. So just, keep your eyes on our social pages when we officially announce it. This is just the leak. This is just the perhaps something's coming, but it's probably coming. But when we officially announce it, there's going to be a whole lot of cool things, and that's just to start. Like, we've got a whole bunch of other stuff in the works as well, also merch related, but some cool stuff that we're working on, which is very exciting. It makes me want to buy all the stuff, so I'm excited about that.
But now we need to try and get our way again by having our own line of under the table merch.
Yes, definitely. If you guys want under the table merch, tell us what the first thing is that you would buy. I feel like a table is probably the first thing, so we'll get a table up there, and then everyone can just sit under a table with us. Imagine, or like a little keyring.
You know what would be funny, right? Like an actual gaming desk, but underneath the desk, so the part that nobody can see is just this giant blown up image of you and me's faces. It's like a little Easter egg.
Oh, we should take it one step further, where it's like a gaming desk on top, and then when it obviously has actuating height, so when it lifts, there's a full podcast studio just like hanging from the bottom.
You see, this is why we don't often get our way,
screen.
guys. This is why, because 90% of ideas that Cody and I come up with escalate at this rate. And then they just like, okay, we're ignoring those two.
Yeah, okay. To be fair, we did go from a picture of our faces to a full podcast studio. But I think it can be done. I feel like we can do it. We can get some DIY like inspiration and then do something like that. Maybe.
I love it.
We'll see.
I'm not going to
we'll
lie.
bring it up.
I actually love it.
We're going to say that you all requested it, and it's very high priority on the list.
Somebody please leave one single comment requesting that, and then that's the one we're going to bring up. We're going to be like, so many people requested it. Here's one example.
Yeah, just one example. That's all we need. Look, if there's interest and people want it, well, who are we to deny the people? It's what we do. We're here for the community.
Okay,
as
but
NAG
Cody,
and as under the table. Okay,
what
but Cody,
is your plan for today? Why did we have to rush today? What are you up to?
So, I mean, today obviously we're filming. Obviously got all the Gamescom news that we're trying to get to you guys as quickly as possible. And then also we're going to a Sony event where they're announcing the launch of their new sound product. So headphones, all the portable speakers, those massive tower speakers that everybody, including my neighbor, just loves to play at full volume every time. So that's going to be fun. I'm very keen. I'm keen to see what you've got. I love the Sony speakers. They always they just provide such good sound. So I'm very keen to see what's coming up in the new
Speaking about
range.
Sony speakers and tower speakers. So we have a old TV in our bedroom, so that if we go to bed in the evenings and one of us isn't sleepy, we can watch things. But I mean, it's like one of the first flat screens that came out. So this thing is like super old. And one of the first things to go was its internal speaker. So if you watch something, like, there's no audio. If I'm sleeping and I'm snoring, there's no way that Larry is hearing that TV. He's imagining that TV. So we needed a speaker. And I had one of the first ever Sony tower speakers, those giant ones you were talking about. And my parents got it for me as a birthday or a Christmas gift when I was still a child. Like, this thing is as old as the TV, basically. And it's massive. And we needed a speaker, and I was like, okay, cool, I have this. It still works great. So in our bedroom, I want you to imagine this little table. On it, this monster old flat screen TV. Because back in the day when flat screens became a thing, they were not these thin little bevel-less. It's like this monster huge brick on the table. And next to it...
It's a CRT with a flat screen. That's what it is.
And next to it, an Arielle-sized tower speaker.
Oh man, perfect. That's why we just keep all our old hardware, because just in case stuff like that happens,
you know. I've
also got a Bluetooth speaker that we've had for I don't know how long, and it's so old now, like when you charge it you have to hold the cable in a specific way and then like pile books or whatever so it holds it at that angle.
Yep.
And then you just hope that, okay, I hope this charges in time for the bride tomorrow, because otherwise we're just going to have to listen to each other speak. Nobody wants that. But yeah, so doing that, and obviously it's a full event, so that's a couple hours out of the day. We've got some interviews there, which is going to be cool. Then I'm actually picking up, speaking of merch, I'm picking up some samples. So we're going to have some samples of the merch that we're getting. So that's going to be cool.
One for each of us, right? That's the rules. Them's the rules, Cody.
If I can sweet talk them, I'll try to get as much out of it as possible. Yeah. And then some more reviews and stuff. I have to go pick up a cable actually for the one thing I'm reviewing. So yeah, busy day. Lots of driving around, lots of events, lots of fun times. But we do what we do. What's on your list of things?
No, just you saying like driving around and everything. This is a very first world problem. But like when you work from home, having to drive around to things becomes such a schlep and a burden. And I feel like it feels so much worse than when you were doing it every day. So just like as an example, when I was still actively teaching dancing, I used to drive around all the time, every day. It was no biggie. It was just part of life. Yesterday morning, I had to drive to home affairs in the morning. And it hurt. Everything was painful. Like the sun reflecting off of the tar road into my eye was annoying. And then I didn't have sunglasses, so I've got that little visor and I'm trying to like position it so that the sun doesn't blind my one eye. And there was traffic and I was so mad at the school because it was between me and my destination, and I was like, it was just such a frustration in my life. And I was like, it's ridiculous. Like when you do it every day, it's still annoying. But somehow it's like an annoying that you're used to.
Yeah.
But then when you don't do it for like an extended period of time, you have to do it. You're like, how? How do people survive? This is inefficiency at its peak. How does anyone get anything done?
Yeah. I mean, I had to Google the event location today just so I could calculate how long it's going to take to get me there. But I feel like when we used to drive everywhere all the time, we just knew. It's like, oh, the event is over here. Cool. It's going to take me 15 minutes. I'll leave at this time. There's usually traffic. I know that. So I'll take this route. Just like off the top of your head, you know that. These days, it's like, I don't even know. How do I get to the shop again? I can't remember, like... And then you get stuck in school traffic. You just do. I don't know why, but somehow I always pick driving times when school traffic happens. It's just...
And it feels like school traffic is also not just like a time anymore. It's not like, I cannot drive at 3 p.m. because there will be school traffic. Like you'll drive one day at 11 o'clock in the morning and you'll still somehow be stuck in school traffic. Then I'm like, what is this? And then I'll talk to someone and they'll be like, oh yeah, it's because they have inter-school athletics today. And you're like, what?
Oh, yeah.
What?
Like we were supposed to know that. But back then we knew. Somehow we just knew. Oh, yeah. It's King David's inter-school athletics day today. We just knew. It was like driver's intuition.
Though talking about
All
kids
gone.
in school, right? Let me just say, we take our dog to the dog park every single Saturday morning. And every Saturday morning
I'd
for
just
the
like
last
to
month,
point out, I love how you went from talking about kids in school to, I don't have
No.
kids, but I do have a dog.
No,
it's the same thing.
it's going back to kids. Cody, the story is coming back to kids. Calm down.
Okay.
On the way to the dog park, we drive past a school, you see, kids.
Okay.
And every single Saturday that we've driven past, this school has something freaking on that requires all of the kids and all of the parents. And every single Saturday, Larry and I are like, thank goodness we do not have a child. Because how absolutely miserable does that look? Because like we'll drive past the school at 8 o'clock in the morning and then they're already there. Then we'll drive past it coming home at like 10:30 in the morning and they're still there. And we're just like, what a dreadful way to spend every single Saturday, apparently. See,
when you have kids, you just go back to school. As a parent, you're part of
100%.
school. You have to do their homework. You have to take them to school. It's the same thing. You spend your weekends at sports days. It's basically just like going back to school.
I can't do that. Like, no. Honestly, and the thing is, you have to. Like, I acknowledge that you have to. Like, you can't have a child and not be willing to do that. That goes with having a child. The same way taking my dog to the dog park to play with his friends goes with having a dog. But still, I can't do that. Imagine having to spend... I mean, I feel like we don't have a lot of free time as is. I feel like we work so much. And now imagine your few Saturdays you do have free and then you're stuck sitting at a school again. Oh, horrible.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like fun at all. I don't mean to sound selfish or to anyone who does have kids, like,
if you do have a kid, we're crying for you. Not only do we sympathize for you, we're like crying. We're like, shame. I feel that into my soul. You little trooper. I couldn't.
It also makes it harder for us that don't have kids, because not only do we have to live our own lives, but we have to live them harder for those of you
for
who can't. Yeah, good
I'm at a
times.
music festival this Saturday, and I will drink an extra beer for you guys with kids who are sitting at that damn school for the 100th weekend in a row.
Instead of being at the music festival. Yeah, funny. Are you going to that one with
Park Live?
Miles?
Yes,
Park Live?
that's why I'm going.
Yeah,
let me just...
We were also going to go, but we have to do a school thing. No, I'm just kidding. We have a gym thing, actually, but yeah.
No, so like, I discovered him like 2 years ago on Insta Reels, because that's my guilty pleasure and time waste, Insta Reels. And I really got into his music, everything. And then like 2 months ago, I was randomly scrolling and they were like, oh, he's performing in South Africa. I was like, what do you mean he's performing in South Africa? And then the tickets were like dirt freaking cheap, because the early tickets were like, what, 250 Rand a ticket? And I was like, that's it, I'm going. That is like a once in a lifetime. I never feel like I just discover like a random Instagram artist that I enjoy, firstly, and then what are the odds that he performs in South Africa, secondly? I was like, meant to be.
Yeah, nice. And you picked up on the early bird tickets. We missed the early bird tickets, so when we were looking at it, we were like, oh, okay, we have this gym thing, and then also the tickets are like this expensive, and we're only going to be there for like 2 hours anyway. Like, does it seem worth it? I don't know. So we made the decision not to go, but that's okay. So we're not going to go. So now you have to drink extra beers for us as well.
I will suffer. It'll be hard, but I will do it. And you know, it will actually be hard. I'm not going to lie. So Larry and I really, really love going to music concerts and festivals and everything. But with that being said, we've not been to one pre-COVID. I mean, COVID hit, we didn't go during COVID. After COVID, we moved, we were moving, changing jobs, and it's just been this wild ride. So this is the first time we're going to a music thing again. And a part of me is just like, what am I going to do all day? Like, should I maybe take a board game? Like, would it be weird if we sit on the ground at an outdoor music festival and play a board game? Yes, it'll probably be weird. So let me leave a board game. But what else are we going to do all day?
I don't know. I feel like if you just had to whip out a picnic blanket and start like playing something, definitely other people are there wondering the same
You
thing,
see?
and you'll
And
like start a
absolutely
crowd.
not.
For
No,
sure.
you see, right there, that's why I'm not doing it. You have just explained why I'm not doing it. You have turned my fun music festival day into a nightmare.
Just get a second-hand game then. Go past some shop and pick up something you don't mind.
For some reason, are attached to Larry. Attached. He draws a crowd at these things, and he makes fast friends with the weirdest of people. And then antisocial Arielle is just sitting there hating her life. And Larry has made friends with everyone at the festival.
Well, just okay. Then make friends to get to the front of the line.
I'll never forget. We were freshly dating, and we ended up. It was still like a new relationship. Like it was new, and we ended up with our whole entire friend group super late at night after we'd been out partying everything at a McDonald's, like you do. And
yes.
Tensions were already running high when we walked into the McDonald's. And Larry was just being so incredibly unreasonable. Like, he was just being unreasonable. And I got mad at Larry and I said something to him. But like, I was just something like, you know what, go sit down at the table. And all of a sudden, these three strangers in McDonald's, like absolute strangers, we knew them from nowhere, turned around and went, don't talk to Larry. They even knew his name. They were like, don't you talk to Larry that way. What has he ever done to you? Come, Larry, come sit down with us. And me and my friends were just standing there like, what in the world has just happened? Like, we walked into this McDonald's. We made a comment, and all of a sudden these strangers knew who Larry was and was like, don't you talk to Larry that way. Come, Larry, you can come sit at our table. No, you see,
did he
and that's
go and
what
sit at the table?
he did.
Yeah.
He
Good
did.
Larry.
It was an unreasonable night, okay? And he did. But the fact is, that is what park life will turn into, right? Like, we will draw a crowd of our board games. Larry will befriend all of them. I'll say something to Larry, and all of a sudden these strangers will turn on me and be like, you do not dare talk to our Larry in that tone.
And then you'll end up at McDonald's alone, and Larry will be at some board game after party.
100%.
Fun times. But I love events like that. It'll be fun. Enjoy. Have a good time.
I'm
Do the thing.
excited.
Nice.
It's my sunlight for the year.
Yeah. Just in time for summer. So you can go from very white to just a little bit less white.
No, that's not how I go. I go from very white to very red to very white.
Sounds about right. Okay, but because we have such a busy day ahead, we need to wrap this up. So tell everyone about all the things and let's crack on with the day.
So, if you want to read the things that we write, you can head on over to www.nag.co.za. If you want to treasure those things that we write forever. And by the way, let me just say, we are ahead of a frickin' curve. And I'll explain why, but you can head on over to shop.nag.co.za to pick up our print magazine, why we're ahead and why you should treasure our words. I'm just saying, last year in the annual, we had Black Myth Wukong. I distinctly remember you and me, Cody, and actually Oliver, fighting for Black Myth Wukong to be in there. And I remember everybody in the meeting being like, but is it actually going to be a big game? And us being like, yes, and then being like, are you sure? And us being like, yes. And we got our way. It went into the magazine, and now look, most played single player game in the world, 2 million concurrent Steam players. Even now. It's freaking crazy. So we are little fortune tellers, so you should totes pick up the magazine. I'm just saying.
We're gonna sneak some lotto numbers into the next one, so if you guys need that.
Okay, where else, Codes?
Also, you guys can catch us on all our social media pages, which is X, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, Threads, TikTok, YouTube, obviously, and Ayoba on the Game Explorers channel. We post all our stuff there, everything that goes online, and all our giveaways and all our competitions and all the hot stuff regarding merch and things that we sometimes speak about on this show. Or what else can I do? Or you can send us an email. I forgot about that one. You guys can send us an email if you'd like to get in touch with us, if you want to be a part of that fortune telling magazine, or you just want to be a part of the NAG community. You can drop us a mail at hey@nag.co.za, or you can send us a WhatsApp with a beautiful voice note. Just make sure you sing all the words, because that's the only way we're going to listen to them. You can drop that WhatsApp on 062 834 1919. I think that's it.
And that's it.
Nice.
We're gonna go. We're getting so smooth. Okay, enjoy your day. Enjoy your meeting. My things are falling. Let me go and record more video for you, and you go
Fix
and
them.
enjoy your driving. Yay!
Cool. Have fun. See you later. Bye.
Bye.